evening, Zimbabwe. My name is Kerina Mujati, your favorite comrade sister. This is another segment on Kerina Live. Thank you to all new subscribers and those who have been sharing my channel. I really appreciate, and those who are returning back to tune in, thank you very much for the support. So this evening, we have seen that people are still misdirecting their anger to Chivayo. Somebody sent me the link, which was done by Comrade Margaret Dongo. And somebody asked me to say, oh, have you seen this? Why haven't you made comments? But this person is a very young person who was born like in the 90s, but they are more into politics. And they were like... they are following the conversations, which is very good to know that our young generations who are like in their 20s, they are now more interested in the Zimbabwean situation. So we should applaud the young generation that they are seeing the situation and it's affecting them. So we need more of that awareness amongst the young generation. So what many people don't know is like people like the freedom fighters, like Comrade Margaret Dongo and the late Comrade Edgar Tekere. These people, they're the first people who challenged corruption in ZANU-PF. Because when ZANU-PF started doing these commercial investments, Emerson Mnangagwa was in charge, and corruption was let loose under Emerson Mnangagwa. So these comrades, Comrade Margaret Dongo and the late Comrade Edgar Tekere, they challenged the corruption, they expressed their concerns, and guess what happened to them? They were expelled, and the Mnangagwa was untouchable. So at the end of the day, I'm talking about things which happened in the 1980s. I think I was around grade 5, grade 6, around that time. Because I still remember when Comrade Edgar Tekere started this party Zoom. He used to be around our area so many times. So I knew him personally because he used to come around in our area, because one of the women who was coordinating for his party Zoom used to live in our neighborhood, because our neighborhood, Zengeza 5, most of the people they are like war veterans. So I used to see him coming to coordinate. And those people, I still remember vividly very well that they faced political violence. And some people think that this political violence has just started now within ZANU-PF. No, it didn't start today. I still remember Comrade Edgar Tekere's party Zoom, when it was formed, there was this term which was used, kupema, tokupemera idzimba. And what it meant, that tokupemera idzimba, it meant that your house, the ZANU-PF, where there's Women's League, the youth, they can just come with stones and throw stones at your house. Dokupemerwa imba. That's what they meant. It was political violence. So some people, they might think that this history of political violence within ZANU-PF has just started now. No, some of us, we grew up, we saw it. There was that term in the 80s, Sekuti Tokupemera Imba. And those who supported parties like for Comrade, the late Comrade Edgar Tekere, they still remember the term Kupema. Kupemerwa imba, what it meant. Sometimes some people were not even fortunate enough. Their windows were stoned, and even some of their properties were taken out, because they were being reminded that the houses they were living were like social houses. So they did not deserve those houses. So this political violence and intimidation within ZANU-PF, some people might think that is a thing which has started today. No, it's been there for a long time, and it needs to be challenged. So as like Comrade Margaret Dongo, she expressed it very well. She was telling us and educating us about the problem of Zimbabwe. That ZANU-PF is the problem, especially Emerson Mnangagwa. It seems like nobody wants to challenge him. It seems that he thinks he can get away with it. So it is good when people now are starting listening to debates like with people like Comrade Margaret Dongo. These are real seasoned liberation fighters who were there, who saw the war, and who dedicated their young lives to the liberation of Zimbabwe. But unfortunately, they were expelled for standing on the principles which led all young black Zimbabweans of their generation to go out to Mozambique, Tanzania, Zambia to fight for the liberation of Zimbabwe. But there's no liberation in Zimbabwe. So you should understand your frustrations and many other upright comrades who fought, true liberation heroes who fought. And unfortunately, we've got these thugs led by E.D. Mnangagwa, the ones who were working against our freedom fighters, the ones who were getting our people killed because they've got this entitlement. They think that they are the best people, yet they are the worst. So it is important to know that the core person, the reason why Zimbabwe is a mess is Emerson Dambudzo Mnangagwa and his entitlement with some of the people from the four areas which we now see. They are coming out and they are so arrogant. These people, they are from Bikita, Gutu, Shishavane, and what is it called? Gutu, Shishavane, Bikita. These people, they've become a problem for all of us. And the Churumanzu. So at the end of the day, these people, they think the rest of us, we are their subjects, and we should refuse that. And it is important that during the interview, Comrade Margaret Dongo really expressed his concerns about the political situation in Zimbabwe. So we need to hear more from people like Comrade Margaret Dongo and the other seasoned war veterans, not this Emerson Dambudzo Mnangagwa. Today he calls himself Smart Tembo. Tomorrow he calls himself Ruka Chivende. Tomorrow he calls himself Trababulas. Tomorrow he calls himself, he was part of the Crocodile Gang. No, the man has got nothing to offer in terms of the liberation struggle. Because he was never participating. He's not a liberation fighter. No, the same like Chris Mutsvangwa. Chris Mutsvangwa rides on his mother's brothers or from the mother's family, because most of them, they were the freedom fighters, not him. That's the most entitled people. So now you see that the history, like what I was trying to explain yesterday, to say that it seems like Emerson Mnangagwa keeps on getting away with all these things. It seems like he's untouchable. But Zimbabwe, it is high time that us as a people, we must demand that Emerson Dambudzo Mnangagwa must go. And what people are not seeing is, as much as this Wikino Chiva is a terrible person, there's one thing he has managed to do. He has managed to showcase how Emerson Dambudzo Mnangagwa is a ruthless, corrupt thief. We all know that Wikino Chivayo is a terrible person. He insults people. He shows off to spite people who are poor. And Chivayo makes a good target for this public outcry, because many people, they are talking from their emotions, which is clouding their rationale. Then they are just saying it's Chivayo, like what the Varakashi are trying to say. The problem is not Chivayo here. The problem is Emerson Dambudzo Mnangagwa. He is the problem, because he's been doing this for almost 5 decades and nobody has challenged him. Those who dared to challenge him in the 80s, when they saw what he was doing, like Comrade Margaret Dongo, Comrade Edgar Chekere, they suffered the consequences. They were expelled from the party. We grew up being told that they were sellouts, and we know that they were not sellouts. Like I've just given you an example to say that when Comrade Edgar Chekere formed the Zoom, he was labeled a sellout because he stood on the principles of why they went to the war with the Rhodesians. And because Mnangagwa thinks that it's this thing, Chinchao, they must eat, what's it, the rest are on crumbs. We were told that they were sellouts. But as we are growing up, we've seen the political mess in Zimbabwe. Indeed, they stood for the truth. They were upright. And like for Comrade Margaret Longo, she could have gone back like others we have seen. Them who does the politics of stomach, like this thief called Priscilla Mufumira. She looted people's pensions, Chinasa, over 19 million. She claimed to be mentally unstable so that she cannot be tried. And it is unfortunate to hear that today Judge Ngoni Nduna, who has been recently appointed to the bench, set Priscilla Mufumira free. So at the end of the day, Priscilla Mufumira must be reminded that this Nduna is new on the bench, and he was appointed not on merit but on tribal grounds from Midlands as well. And whatever they are trying to do to protect you, whether you are both from Marsh West province or whatever with this Nduna guy, Priscilla, at some point, Mnangagwa will go and will get you to pay that 90 million because you costed all these elderly people in Zimbabwe. You looted their pensions, and you think the people must suffer whilst you are enjoying and jet setting. Your children are abroad, and you are just looting Zimbabwe. And those people who are contributing to their pensions, they are suffering. They've got nothing. No, lady, you are not going to get away with it. You must. I can tell you this. Enjoy now, because you are the people who are going to come for. Whatever crimes you are doing now, whether you are a looter, especially a public, anybody who looted public funds, it's only ED who can tell you to say that you are a free person. In a new Zimbabwe, you are not a free person who will come for you. The same way those people suffered, if it means your houses or whatever are going to be auctioned, even those you are buying here in the UK under your children's names or whatever, like you, Priscilla Mufumira, those things must be recovered. And we want justice for the people of Zimbabwe. So we must not direct our anger to the wrong people. The problem we've got is ED. Because ED knows that he was a beneficiary as well from this money which was looted by Priscilla Mufumira. So Priscilla Mufumira, she had to play the game, mental health. Then now she's been set off. And then they will start blaming this new judge in Nduna to say, oh, he's a new judge. Oh, he's trying to do his best. Because they are making him corrupt. Judge in Nduna. These people, they've already made you a dirty one. So you are going to be dancing to your tune. So welcome to the bench of the corrupt judges under Malaba and the judges who are ED's ninis. So, Barakashi, when you keep on saying weak no, call out Emerson Dambudzo Mnangagwa. Call Emerson Dambudzo Mnangagwa. It's just like when the election is stolen. Who does Zimbabweans blame? When the election is stolen, they blame this unbleached, what's her name, Priscilla Chigumba. That's the one they blame. But they fail to understand that this unbleached Priscilla Chigumba is being used by Emerson Dambudzo Mnangagwa. Priscilla Chigumba is serving the interests of Emerson Dambudzo Mnangagwa, not the interests of the voter or what is in the best interest of the country. The problem here is Emerson Dambudzo Mnangagwa. And for how long are the system going to keep on protecting Emerson Dambudzo Mnangagwa? For how long? I need to know how long the system, ZANU-PF and the system, our institutions are going to continue to protect a looter who has stolen many lives of many millions of Zimbabweans. I want to know how many people are going to keep on saying that Emerson Mnangagwa is not guilty. So for that reason, Zimbabweans, let's look at things and let's be fair. The problem in Zimbabwe is Emmerson Mnangagwa. And then today as well, I want also to highlight the issue about Varakashi. We have seen that people like Reason Wafawaro, they never repent this Reason Wafawaro. When they didn't get any vacancies when Mnangagwa took over, they were angry. But now because the Reason Wafawaro is a Shumba and Mnangagwa is a Shumba, now he's coming, guns blazing at George Charamba. Reason Charamba, I'm seeing you. I saw what you posted on your X handle today. These letters, which were addressed to, one was addressed to the president of the Republic of China on the 15th of June, and then the other one was addressed to Ramaphosa, dated the 14th of June. Are you surprised that George Charamba cannot write an ordinary official letter? Those letters were written by, they've got the Zimbabwean badge, and they were written by George Charamba. But when you see those letters, you'll be shocked. It is unfortunate and it is sad. So, my people, when people start saying to say that they want to defend Emmerson Mnangagwa, and then they don't want to see Emmerson Mnangagwa's problem, that is bias. The problem here is Emmerson Mnangagwa. Now we are blaming George Charamba for these two letters, and now you are now saying what we have all said a long time ago, to say that George is a green grass snake. But at the end of the day, why is it George, the longest serving civil servant in the Zimbabwean government, cannot write an official letter addressed to foreign presidents? Are you amused? That is how when people, they've been in a position not on merit but when they think they are untouchable, they've become reckless and they produce such mediocre type of letters. So you, Reason Wafawaroa, when you are rakasharing, singing for your Shumba, your fellow Shumba Mnangagwa, don't just say George Charamba. We've been telling you people that George Charamba is a disaster and Emmerson Mnangagwa is a disaster. Both George Charamba and Emmerson Mnangagwa must take the walk of shame. Don't try to say to George Charamba, oh, I bet it's time that you clear off. If George Charamba is clearing off, so is Mnangagwa. Mnangagwa must clear off as well. We don't want him. He's the problem in Zimbabwe. All these people like George Charamba, the Nick Mangwanas, they are not fit for purpose. They are not there by merit, but they are just there because of nepotism, bootlicking, tribalism, and they are the most dangerous people we want. They must be all gone. The Nick Mangwanas, the George Charambas, the Kazembes, the Mushayavanus, the Gubamatangas, the Mutuli Nubes, the Obedimpo, the Chinamasas, all of them, the dirty dozen of Egypt, they must go with him. We are tired of this. It beggars belief that people all the time, this Varakashi like Reason Wafawaro, why are you stuck in Australia? You never learn. Why are you stuck in Australia? You are stuck in Australia because of the same Emmerson Mnangagwa. And right now, we've got this case of Mawadi. Mawadi says he's not ill, he's old. Yes, you are old. We need you to retire. You almost fell. You can't even wait to bear your legs. We want you gone and create new opportunities for the young generations who've got clear new minds, new ideas, which are going to benefit Zimbabwe. Not to be there because you cannot challenge ED. You are just there as an ED stooge. You must go. You must hand in your resignation letter. We deserve better as a nation. So as Mbuya Obam Chinguri is old, but he's still holding on. The other day, she was sending condolences to the VP of Mozambique, who is still alive. Yet the funeral is in Malawi. We are tired of these people. If they were here, they would have been maybe in an old people's home, in a retirement place, maybe getting visits from carers, or maybe in a nursing home. We deserve better. We need new names in our politics. And it should be known that Emmerson Mnangagwa is the problem. We don't want anyone to try and chlorinate how incompetent, how corrupt, and how evil Emmerson Mnangagwa is. Enough of this. And we must not, Barakashi, you must not tell us. It's time Emmerson Mnangagwa is relieved of his duties. So Zimbabwe, Thank you very much for this episode, and let's keep on sharing. Let's keep on sharing awareness, and let's tell everyone around to say that Emerson Mnangagwa is the people's enemy, and they must go. Emerson Mnangagwa with this dirty dozen in the government of Zimbabwe, and also with this family, they are our enemies, and we should get rid of them. No matter how tough it's gonna go, they must go. We have suffered enough. Emerson Mnangagwa and this government, they have provoked the people of Zimbabwe for far too long, and this has to stop. We need a solution. ZANU-PF, Emerson Mnangagwa is an imposition. We don't want him. You must see how you are going to get rid of this cancer, which is eating the whole of Zimbabwe. Enough of this. So, my dear Zimbabweans, thank you for tuning in. Hope to see you on another episode of Karina Live. For tonight, I say to you, happy weekend and be blessed. And thank you once again for all your efforts, time you are dedicating to this channel, all your feedback. I really appreciate. Keep sharing and keep subscribing, and let's work together in this journey, and let's find each other as Zimbabweans, and we must all work together to make sure that ED out he go. We don't want him. He must go with his family, and we don't need him. And they must also be made clear that their corruption must not be swept under the carpet. Those who are stealing because they think ED is invincible, no, we don't want. And also Zimbabwe, before I go, we need to know why Guba Matanga gave money to Wikino to buy those cars, which they are buying for the Aquas, whatever cars they've been giving people in Zimbabwe, lying that it was Wikino Chivayosman. It's not Wikino Chivayosman. It's money which has been looted from the RBZ by Guba Matanga. Guba Matanga, we need answers. We need to know why. Why should the people of Zimbabwe buy these people cars? We are not having this, Guba Matanga. We need answers from you. All these people, they are looters. They should go. And enough is enough. Thank you, Zimbabwe. Good night.